Okay, fourth grade. Today is the start of Module 7, the last module of the school year. Lesson 1, we're going to start today. Module 7 is all about measurement, capacity, weight, length. We're going to talk about inches, meters, milliliters, liters, pounds, all that stuff. So our objective for today is to create conversion tables for length, weight, and capacity units using measurement tools, and to use these tables to solve problems. So if you turn to page 115 in your Learn book, you'll see something called the Lesson 1 practice sheet. It looks a little bit like this, and it is 3 conversion tables that we are going to create together now in order to show the difference between how we can convert pounds to ounces, yards to feet, and feet to inches. So let's take a look at page 115. There's rules for converting these things, okay? And this is one of those things in math where you kind of just need to memorize a list of items or a rule that will let you remember and figure out these things. So there are 16 ounces in a pound. When you know that there's 16 ounces in a pound, you can start there. Let's talk pounds and ounces first up here, part A, on page 115. 16 ounces in a pound. Make your paper look like mine, please. So if we know that there are 16 ounces in 1 pound, you can find the amount of ounces in 2 pounds by doing what? Multiplying. 16 ounces in 1 pound, there's going to be 32 ounces in 2 pounds, because 2 times 16 equals 32. And because the number of pounds is increasing by 1 in each row, and each 1 pound is 16 ounces, then we know that the number of ounces is going to increase by 16 in each row. So as we work our way down this column, the ounces column, we will add 16 each time. 16 plus 16 is 32. 32 plus 16 gives us 48. 48 plus 16 gives us 64. 80. 96. Continue to add 16 and fill in the rest of your conversion chart. This is a piece of paper that would be smart to save and hold on to, because this is information that we will refer to again and again when we are doing conversions. So if you compare these equivalent values in this chart, pounds and ounces, what's the rule? 1 pound equals 16 ounces, 2 pounds equals 32 ounces, 3 pounds equals 48 ounces. The rule for converting pounds to ounces is multiply by 16. Each of these values in pounds times 16 will give you this value in ounces. Let's compare yards and feet. Yards is a little less common form of measurement. We do use it sometimes. A yard is 3 feet. That's the part that you just have to memorize. 1 yard equals 3 feet exactly. The most common way that I hear yards is a football field. A football field is 100 yards long. So a football field is 300 feet long. The rule for converting yards to feet is, well, if 1 yard has 3 feet, then to convert yards to feet, we need to multiply by 3, the number of yards times 3. So the rule for converting yards to feet is multiply by 3. And you can follow that rule to fill in this chart, yards to feet. 2 times 3, 6. 3 times 3 is 9. And you'll notice again, we're increasing by 3 each time as we move down the column. 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 3 is 15. 18. 21. 24. 27. And of course, 10 times 3 is 30. So 10 yards would be 30 feet. Last, let's take a look at inches. Okay. In 1 feet, there are how many inches? In 1 foot, there are 12 inches. So the rule for converting feet to inches is to multiply by 12. 1 foot has 12 inches. Converting feet to inches, multiply by 12. One times 12 is 12. 2 times 12 is 24. And again, we're adding 12 each time. Follow those rules all the way down to fill in your chart. And then we'll have 3 charts that we can use to convert units of measurement to different similar units. Units of length here at the bottom and units of weight at the top. 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, and 120. Make sure that your page 115 looks like mine with all of these values filled in. And then you can tear this piece of paper out and keep it with your work, with your math notebook, so that we can refer back to it later. And then you can turn to page 117. We're going to focus on some word problems, and we're going to use our equivalencies, our conversion charts that we just made to solve. Number 1 says that Evan put a 2-pound weight on one side of the scale. How many 1-ounce weights will he need to put on the other side of the scale to make them equal? How many 1-ounce weights will he need to put on the other side of the scale to make them equal? We're dealing with a 2-pound weight on one side. The question really, what the information we need to know is how many ounces in a pound. There are 16 ounces in 1 pound. So 2-pound weight, we want to make an equal weight out of ounces. We need to multiply 2 times 16. And if we multiply 2 times 16, 2 times 6 is 12, 2 times 10 is 20, and we end up with 32 ounces. If you wanted to draw a picture to help you with this first one, number one, we have a 2 pound weight and we're looking for an equivalent amount in ounces. You could make something that looks like this. 2 pounds divided into 2, and then each side separated into 16 ounces. The abbreviation for ounce is OZ. Abbreviation for pounds is LB. 2 pounds, 1 pound equals 16 ounces. 2 groups of 16 ounces makes 32 ounces. So he needs 32 1-ounce weights. Number 2, Julius put a 3 pound weight on one side of the scale. Abel put 35 1-ounce weights on the other side. How many more 1-ounce weights does Abel need to balance the scale? So if this means right now 3 pounds must be heavier because Abel needs to add more weight to balance the scale. How many more 1-ounce weights does Abel need to balance the scale? Julius has 3 pounds. How many ounces in a pound? 16 ounces in a pound. If you look to your chart, your conversion chart, how many ounces in 3 pounds? 3 pounds, 48 ounces. Abel has 35 1-ounce weights on the scale. How many more does he need to add? We know he needs to get to 48. And he's at 35 now. What's the difference? We can find that with a subtraction problem. 48 minus 35 leaves us with 13 ounces. Right, 3 pounds, 16 ounces in a pound. That gives us 48 ounces. And that's what we subtracted here. We took 35 out of 48. That left us with 13 ounces. Abel needs 13 ounces to balance the scale. Or Abel needs 13 more 1-ounce weights to balance the scale. Mrs. Upton's baby weighs 5 pounds and 4 ounces. How many total ounces does the baby weigh? So we need to know how many ounces are in 5 pounds and add that to the 4 ounces that we have. Let's take a look. How many ounces are in 5 pounds? 80 ounces. So we need to add 80 plus 4, 84 ounces. Mrs. Upton's baby weighs 84 ounces total. That's because we know 5 pounds equals 80 ounces. And then we add that to the 4 extra or leftover ounces, separate from the 5 pounds. Okay, complete the following conversion tables and write the rule under each table. You're welcome for helping you fill this thing out, because now this is easy. We're going pounds to ounces. 1 pound, 16 ounces. 3 pounds, 48 ounces. 7 pounds, 112 ounces. 10 pounds, 160 ounces. 17 pounds, okay, that's not on the chart, but we're gonna have to take the value of our 10 pounds, which is 160 ounces, and the value of our 7 pounds, and add them together. That's 160 plus 112, 272 ounces. The rule for converting pounds to ounces is, again, we have this written down in our conversion charts, multiply by 16. So you can check any of those answers you got by multiplying by 16. Hold on to your charts. You're going to need them again. Let's turn to page 118. There's 2 more charts to fill in. You can fill them in on your own since we already have the information that you need filled out in your chart on page 115. Please do B and C by yourselves. You're going to see number 5 on your exit ticket. And you're going to see number 6 on your exit ticket. For number 5, we're just showing conversions. 3 feet and 1 inch written just in inches. Okay, well, come back to your conversion chart. 3 feet is 36 inches. So if we have 3 feet plus 1 inch, that's 37 inches. 36 plus 1. B is 11 feet, 10 inches. How many inches does that equal? Well, how many inches are in 11 feet? That's going to be 120 plus 12, right? 10 feet plus 1 foot. 120 inches plus 12 inches. That's 132 inches in 11 feet. And then we still need to add these 10. That gives us 142 inches. 5 yards and 1 foot, letter C. How many feet are in 5 yards? 15 plus 1 foot gives us 16 feet. 12 yards and 2 feet. "12 yards and 2 feet. How many feet are in a yard?" There's 3 feet in a yard, so how many feet in 12 yards? 3 times 12. That's a fact that we need to know. 3 times 12 is 36. That's 36 feet plus 2 feet is 38 feet. 27 pounds, 10 ounces. How many ounces in 27 pounds? Well, if there's 16 ounces in a pound, then to find how many ounces are in 27 pounds, we can do 27 times 16. Or we can also look and see, we can do 10 pounds plus 10 pounds plus 7 pounds on our chart. That's 160 plus 160 plus 112. Add those values together to 432 ounces plus 10, 442 ounces. I'm going to leave the others blank for us to work together in small groups. But you are going to need to know how to do number 6 for your exit ticket. Answer true or false for the following statements. If the statement is false, change the right side of the comparison to make it true. 2 kilograms is greater than 2,600 grams. True or false? 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So 2 kilograms is 2,000 grams. And no, 2,000 grams is not greater than 2,600 2,600 grams. We would have to change this to 1,600 grams, or anything that's less than 2,000. 12 feet, 140 inches. Which one is greater? There's 12 inches in a foot. So 12 feet can be 10 feet plus 2 feet. That's 120 inches plus 24 inches, which gives us 144 inches. So no, again, we have a false statement, and we would have to change this number on the right to 145 or greater in order for this to be a true expression. To see by yourself, please try to complete the exit ticket on page 119. We'll go over that in small groups tomorrow. Thanks for listening.